what I look for is when there are listings, or if a listing pops up or there's a few on the market, how quickly do they move? The ones that aren't lemons, because lemons can really throw you off. So that's something you have to watch out for. And then, you know, pertaining to the property I'm looking at right now, that I'm going to offer on after this call, I see a good property, properly priced, popped up a couple weeks ago during Christmas, and there are like 60 saves and 600 views. And again, it's January the 6th, so I'm not surprised it's not pending yet, but that's a good sign. Oh, here's a similar property, what we would be selling. It has an enormous amount of traction. I bet that'll go pending. I'll keep my eye on it. So it's trying to find whatever data you can and arrive at what I call a can't lose number.
Quickly on that, Dan, I remember this was Alex Hormozy and Dave Ramsey recorded a podcast maybe 2 years ago where Alex was talking to, because we're on a first name basis. Alex was talking to Ramsey and he was like, I was talking to a billionaire and asked him what his investment advice was. And he said, I go to a growing city, I go to Main Street, and then I measure 30 miles in any direction from Main Street. And I buy every single piece of land that I can possibly buy. And then I hold it for 20 years. And I think that right there, is, and the returns on something like that of, 20, 30, 50 years ago, if you had bought every piece of dirt that you could 30 miles east of Colorado Springs, you'd be a freaking bazillionaire right now. And so I think there is, just like you're saying, if you're going to where the people are going, but the data is always the same. It's the, 4 big cities in Texas. It's the Sun Belt. It's Phoenix. It's Vegas. If you're going in there and you're buying land on the outskirts of it, you're probably going to be successful.
But continuing along, Mason, what else are you looking for? Or are there any strategies you're employing when you're somewhere that you're not necessarily setting the new market, but there isn't a ton of data and you're going to be the first one at your price per acre that you're planning to list because, again, there's just been crappy listings, terms weren't offered, et cetera. How do you go about that? I have some ideas.
Yeah, there's going from expensive to free, or maybe I'll go the other way. Going from free to expensive. Facebook Marketplace is a really great place to be able to test a market where you can say, 40 acres outside of, I don't know, San Diego, California, for sale for this amount, and see what the responses are.